What's going on, my fam sizzles? Thank you so much for joining me. This is a new episode of Behind the Booth, where I'm going to share some stories about how I got my name, DJ iSizzle, as well as I want to start with Trophy Lake Golf and Casting. This is a cool venue. If you're looking for kind of like an outdoor venue, but it's covered, and then also if you want kind of like a little pond with like a little waterfall behind it for your ceremony, but yet you want like a nice golf course, that whole like open golf course kind of vibe with the woods behind you. The sun is setting just right. This is your place. I've been there twice. I was there twice in 2025 last year. Last year, right around this time in May, I was there. It was coming down and with the rain, which is classic Pacific Northwest weather. So they moved the ceremony almost inside, pretty much inside, where the whole area is where you can have all your tables and chairs, your dance floor, your food. Um, they decided since it was raining so hard when they were going to have ceremony, just to go ahead and move all the ceremony stuff inside. They had everybody gather around. You know what? Sometimes things don't work how you plan. They made the best of it. It was really cool to watch. Like the whole staff there, by the way, at Trophy Lake Golf and Casting is a really cool staff. I met a couple of the people there twice. Excuse me. They were really nice. Just really polite and thoughtful as well. I was like, "Hey, I remember you from the wedding in May." We did another wedding out there in mid-August, and there wasn't any rain this time, but it was definitely warm. And if you're looking for a place that's pretty nice, I mean, as far as like getting there, and if you want a place that you can just kind of lounge out a little bit in, and oh, the food is cooked right there. So they had this like huge prime rib that they had actually made, like cooked right there. And then they brought it out and they were slicing it as dinner was being they were like, "Hey, can you make an announcement? Let people to, come on up and grab their prime rib and um, grab their salad, their bread, everything else that goes with it." And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, my mouth is watering right now talking about it. It was so good. Um, but they had this horseradish sauce. It's so good. You cut up the prime rib and then you just like dip the horseradish sauce in there. And, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, salad, bread, all that stuff, everything. So I guess what they do is they do a whole complete package. I mean, you'd have to inquire. I don't know. Sometimes they change their packages, or sometimes it's just different every year. But from my experience, the two weddings that I DJ'd, they had, almost the same food. There was a little difference in the other, like, the second wedding versus the first wedding, but that's all a couple choice, and that's all preferences and what your guests are gonna want versus, other guests at another wedding. So, but yeah, Trophy Lake Golf and Casting, really cool venue. Alright. So, I got a question the other night on a Zoom call. They said, "Hey, what's your real name, DJ iSizzle?" And I said, "It's Ethan Michaels." And they're like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah." And so it got me thinking. I was like, why don't I tell the story? Because I feel like maybe I've told it before, but I don't really remember if I told it before. Maybe I did. But I wrote down a story. So I'm going to kind of read at it, and then I'm going to look back at you and keep going with the story. So all right. So a lot of people ask me where the name DJ iSizzle came from. And honestly, it's one of those stories that it completely changed my life. So, believe it or not, I didn't always go by DJ iSizzle. And back in the day, when I first started DJing, it was Ethan Michaels. Before that, it was DJ Hoop Dreams, which isn't exactly, unless I'm DJing for basketball weddings, it's not really going to be a name that I don't think couples will be like, "Let's get DJ Hoop Dreams at our wedding." So I had to come up with a name because I was like, it's a cool name, but we can come better up that. And I was like, Ethan Michaels, it's cool, but it just sounded okay. Like I'd say it and people would be like, yeah, it's cool. And I needed something that would like sound really professional, kind of smooth, but it needed to kind of match like who was behind the booth. And I felt like, go Ethan. as a DJ. Go Ethan Michaels. I don't think that would have really, it wasn't really going to do it. So, plus, I noticed when I had like DJ in front of something, if somebody's looking for an email or if they're looking for a DJ, they type in DJ, you're probably going to show up versus like, I'm looking for Ethan Michaels. And I don't think that would really show up. So it didn't really capture the energy, didn't have the excitement. And I didn't have the feeling I really wanted people to remember at a party. You know, they're like, man, Ethan, you really, yeah. So all that changed one day back in the day. It was, man, I still remember it. It's crazy too. Like it was okay, so it was a huge wedding reception. Of course, it's in the Pacific Northwest. And if you live out in the Pacific Northwest in October, you know it starts to get cold midway through October. You start to feel the fall winter chill. Um, but it was an inside wedding and it was like pure electric. It was one of those like where you're having a dream and you're like, man, this doesn't even feel real. Like the whole floor was packed. And you had grandparents, um, you had teenagers, you had babies like bouncing up and down. The bride, they were playing the shoe game earlier before the party got kicked off. She's still holding like her heels in one hand. The groom had all his college friends there and they're like screaming all the lyrics at the top of the like their lungs and stuff. I don't know. I think it might have been like, "In my mom, then you again for yeah." I don't know. It might have been some Fall Out Boy. It might have been the Killers, Mr. Brightside. I don't know. It was I can't remember the song, but I just remember the moment. And so then everybody was laughing, they're sweating, they're singing. And it was just one of those nights where like any song, like every song I played, it was just like it hit. And like so the wild part too is like there was actually like a celebrity there, a very big celebrity, and I don't know. I don't everybody would recognize him if you were at that wedding, you would know him. And but the thing is I don't want to name drop and I don't want to call people out on these things, you know, because that seems kind of I don't know. We're on the Pacific Northwest. No one really likes to name drop out here. We're in California, yeah, I'm name dropping. But we're out in the Pacific Northwest. And I was a little nervous. I got to be honest with you. Like this isn't like 2026 DJI Sizzle. This is like 2016 DJI Sizzle. Like this is 10 years ago. Like this is a while ago. Um, yeah, I mean, I was still trying to prove myself. Man, I spent so many so many days and so many hours. Like I wasn't as like I didn't customize things as much back then either. Like it was just kind of a different time. Like what brides and grooms wanted then isn't what they want now. And nowadays you got to customize everything. You go off their playlist or I'm a little more experienced now and I understand how to like deal with things technically. But man, I spent days like Motown records, disco classics, throwback hip hop, sing-alongs. I mean, I was loading up folders. I was making little check marks. I was like, cue this part at this part. I was practicing like, okay, we go from here to there. So, um, I mean, I wanted everybody to feel connected. And Northwest, we only go till 10 o'clock around here, but at this time it was midnight. They were like, "Can you stay a little longer? We'll pay you. No big deal. We got you." And I was like, "All right, I like this." So right around midnight, I came up with this idea. I said, "Why don't I put some Earth, Wind, and Fire on, and then mix it in with like some like party anthem?" And that was it. And the room just, I mean, the whole place just exploded into energy. And the people that were still in their chairs jumped out of their chairs. Um, people were people were bringing out their cameras. Do we have camera phones in 2016? I don't know. They might have been like actual cameras. Like I don't know if they're 1 hour photo cameras. I don't know if anybody even has that footage or photos, or if they do, please by all means, please let me know. I'd love to get I'd love to get a copy of that. Um, so this is when the big celebrity got out on the dance floor and just started like getting everybody excited. And after that, like a few songs later, the celebrity walked up to me, looked at me at the DJ booth, pointed on the dance floor, and it was still on. And he yelled, he goes, "Man," I'm doing a terrible impression. He said, he said, "This DJ is sizzling up the room. This DJ is sizzling up the room." And he's like trying to get people to pay attention. And then finally somebody does. And then he grabbed the mic and said the same. He said, "This DJ is sizzling up the room." And then the whole like everybody in the venue at the wedding heard this, and like one person yelled out, "DJ Sizzle." and and then another guest yelled back. They said, "Nah, DJ iSizzle." And I was like, "Oh." And then like suddenly like the whole room, like the whole entire like crowd. Look, this is not my wedding, but for some reason everybody was like, "I sizzle, I sizzle, I sizzle." And yeah, it was crazy. Like I just remember like looking out at the crowd and like just being so humble, but at the first time it was like the first thought I was like, I like that. Like, it sounds good. Like I sizzle, I sizzle. Like that's cool. I like that. And from that night forward, I was no longer Ethan Michaels. I was I was DJ I Sizzle behind the booth, DJ I Sizzle at weddings. And you know, over the years, the name DJ I Sizzle, it's become something different than just like getting a dance floor hot. It's it's like it's like becoming about like bringing warmth into a room, like bringing energy into people's lives, like creating moments like families remember forever. Um, like for me is like playing music, like that's cool, but it's not really like it's never really been about like what DJ Sizzle is about. Like it's more than just music. Like it's about watching like strangers connect. It's watching family who hasn't seen each other for 10, 15, 20 years come together and be like, "Hey man, come here." And like just get on the dance floor, start singing a song they used to sing back in the day. It's it's about watching like grandparents dance with their grandkids. It's about watching somebody with their newborn baby going like this, on the dance floor with the baby. Like it's not, "Look at me, I'm the DJ, I'm the big star." It's not. It should never be that for me. I don't know if you're a DJ, whatever, that's your deal. But for me personally, I take DJing as more of like a we thing. But that's what DJ Sizzle means. It's it's not about it's not about perfection. It's not about fame. It's just about connection through music, and that's what DJ Sizzle means. So, wow, I just lost myself there. Thank you for listening. Um, Yeah, give me some more questions. I'll be back next week with a new episode of Behind the Booth. Um, Not sure what I'm going to talk about yet. I've got a really cool collection from back in the day. I just got it on eBay. And I bought a whole collection of it with a main thing. Anyways, I don't want to tell you what it is yet. Come back next week. I will bring it out. I'll show you the collection of what I just got. I'm super hyped about it. It's great for like anyways, I don't want to spoil it. Anyways, we'll talk to you next week. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. I appreciate it greatly. Bye.